Hi, Christopher Dorner seemed to have died in this cabin fire in the Big Bear forest up in California there. And I noticed that the Los Angeles Police Department decided to reopen the investigation into his firing. And what I understand is that from the papers is that he basically had complained that a fellow officer had beaten up some disabled person or something like that, and they didn't like that. And at his hearing to be dismissed, the officer who represented him basically did not represent him. I mean, he should have had an attorney to come in and represent him. I mean, isn't it that's the policy, you have an attorney that you're paying? And then again, you still got to be careful because the attorney might be looking for favors from the police, etc. And so he believed that this captain who represented him had the department's interests at heart more than his interest. And so they fired him. But it looks as if it's because of his race and because of his being a whistleblower. And he took it to the next level. I mean, you can't win like that. He should know that you can't fight the government. You can't go violent to the government. I mean, thousands of cops were looking for him. You're dead for real. And now that the situation escalated, the police chief is now trying to look over the case again. But this is too little, too late. Why didn't they, review all things by all the decisions should be reviewed by some outside authority, some whatever race of the person, a person of that race or committee to look over and see whether everything is just. And it's unfortunate that such a talented American had to go on the warpath and end up dying so bizarre and in such a violent way. I mean, of course, he has killed some people and so forth. And I mean, I don't think that they necessarily wanted to kill him and did him whatever so that he could, go on an offensive so they could kill him. Though in my case, I know that they have done things to me that they were hoping to push me violent. But I know better than that. I know that prayer and God will take care of people, So when they took my child away, which they took simply because I'm a scholar, because I'm saying things they don't understand, or some what's the word that they'll use? Some of the people used to say, I went to college and we're talking about I don't know anything about that. Well, that's normal. When you go to school in America, there are a lot of things that you don't learn. The Antichrist makes sure you don't learn it. And they did things to try to provoke me. One day, I'm in a parking lot and the phone showed up with my child in our car. So I'm trying to find out if this is my child and so on, because it had been a long time after they took her. So she starts shouting, move from my car, you're crazy, and all that. And I just calm because the average person would have get with her and tried to beat her. She might have been armed. And I believe the police were right around the corner. So she just called them. If I take my child, it will be a hostage situation. They will see how I'm being irrational, and they will come in and shoot me. That's what they want to do. At times when we went to visit with our child, she looking so bad. They bring her with dirty napkin, diapers, and the whole 9 yards. They're trying to piss me off. But there was a guy driving around the visitation center, and I'm sure he was state, because I go out in the car from the way she looking and just pass my visit out there. See her briefly, go out in the car, and I see him making the rounds. So he was hoping that I would grab the child and take her, and they will run me down and shoot me up. One time, she came and she had a big black mark on her forehead. Now, thinking about it now, it was so perfect. It looked as if they put a kind of tattoo-ish kind of thing because, on it. And then her vagina and her anus, as her mom was changing her, was red. So I took a picture of the head and I was going to take from the genital areas. My girlfriend said, no, don't do that. Now, they did that intentionally so that I would take it and then they'll come back now and charge me with having child pornography. Because the day I was going to develop the films, I was driving the school bus and they called to ask where I was, which was unusual. So it looked like the FBI must have called up and said, find where he's at. So I said, I'm almost finished my route. So when I finished, I took the film now to Walgreens to develop it, and a guy came in after me around the same time. So I said, let him go ahead. No, they said, let me go ahead. And when I give the guy my films, he talked to the guy. So I think it was the FBI, talked to her and said, them saying, darken the film so that the mark won't be shown. And also, if you see any porn, give us a call. We can come in and arrest him. So, to do stuff like that, to put you in a situation where they could come and lock you up. And see, they have the mic. And they will be able to say things and make you look real bad. And so when they shoot you, it's like everybody say, oh, well, So it's unfortunate he took the bait and went overboard with it. I believe in being patient. And I hope that people understand that governments, like everybody else, have to follow the law. Not the law that they create, the law of heaven, the 10 Commandments. And when you look in the past, nations like Babylon and Egypt and Medo-Persian, all these empires, Rome and all them, they felt that, man, we're so good, we're so powerful, there's nobody could do us anything. And they went beyond the pale and violating God's command. And God himself said, you know what, you're beyond the pale. In fact, he said it for Babylon, which he said for all others. He said, you're weighed in the balances, you're found wanting, and at this moment, your kingdom is taken and given to the Medes and the Persians. And that's what he's saying at all times, all nations that were powerful and messed up people and tried to do their own thing and violate the law, when he take them out, he's the one that takes them out. So, Babylon had the fiercest army. They had all kind of skills writing on the wall and all kind of protection, levels of protection, all that. But the enemy walked straight up to the house where the king was and just took him, which means that everybody was sleeping. God caused a stupor to fall upon them. So this is a message to Los Angeles and to all these other places where people are violating the poor, the black, and others. God is seeing, and when all this becomes a place beyond the pale and you see that it's hopeless, he's just going to say, you know what, I'm taking a candlestick out of this row of honorary candles. And next thing you know what it's going to be. The unfortunate thing, or the funny, whatever, is that these days, these nations that are abusing people, who is going to take care of them is Christ. There ain't going to be no empire coming again. It's Christ that's going to come in and take care of these folks. So this is just a message to let folks know that, abusing folks and folks who can't take it, flipping over and getting violent, and then you have a classic way of, because I think that they didn't have to kill him. Okay, they could have strung the place, can't come out, you want to capture him, you want a trial. No, they don't want a trial. He's dead a long time because he killed some cops and some people and all that. He has a death sentence. So, let us have some justice now, okay? They could have thrown in some gas in there to fumigate him, get him out of there, or whatever. But hold on, wait,